Hello YouTube, I'm here to make my week 39 pregnancy vlog. I'm trying to wrap my mind around the fact that I am making probably my last vlog for this pregnancy. Definitely not my last update or my last video, but I'm 39 weeks pregnant today. And if I don't go into labor today or tomorrow, I'm going to be starting the induction process tomorrow night because of signs of preeclampsia, which I talked about in my last video. So I'm going to talk a little bit about some symptoms I've been having. I am kind of questioning whether or not I might be in early labor right now. I'm not quite sure. I feel like a crazy person, so I'm not quite sure. If you hear loud noises, like jingling type noises, it is my little dog going crazy with his toy on our rug. So sorry about that. Okay, so basically today is Tuesday, February the 5th. On Sunday, I started having really frequent, very intense, what I would consider to be Braxton Hicks contractions. And they started in the late afternoon, right around the time of the Super Bowl, well, about an hour before the Super Bowl started. And I was having them for anywhere from like 45 seconds to a minute long. And then that was happening every like 4 to 5 minutes consistently for about a half an hour. So I got really excited and I was like, oh my God, I'm going into labor. This is for real, you know? And I got my husband excited kind of too. Well, no, more nervous. I think he was more like, really, seriously right now, you know? Anyway, so I had always heard that if you are wondering whether or not there are real contractions or not, to just kind of like go do something else, change your position, walk around, blah, blah, blah. If they're real, they'll continue. If they're Braxton Hicks, then they'll kind of fade with time or whatever. So they were not real, I guess, because I went outside and walked around and they faded pretty quick. So I was super disappointed about that. Silly me. I don't know why I got really excited. So, okay, so that happened. That was Sunday. Sunday night, I had a rough night of sleep, and Monday morning, I started losing what I think is my mucus plug. I hate that term. Like, just the word mucus in itself, bleh. I have a hard time being an adult about it. I'm just like, oh, it's so gross. Can we call it something else? But thankfully, I've heard other women describe this experience and what it looks like. And so that started Monday morning. And today I've had what I cannot imagine what else it could be but a mucus plug. There, I said it. So that's one exciting thing. Google tells me that that does not mean that I'm for sure in labor or going into labor immediately, but it is a good indicator that it's near. So that's something exciting that I did not experience with my first pregnancy, or I did not notice. The second thing, sorry, I'm just having a lot of tightening in my abdomen, like all the time. So if I make weird faces, I'm really sorry. I look like a weirdo. What was I gonna say? The other symptom that I had was this morning. I was eating breakfast, started having Braxton Hicks pretty intense. They felt like they were wrapping around from the back and coming to the front like that, which I haven't experienced that too much. And they were really high up too, which was weird. And I was eating breakfast and I got so uncomfortable and nauseous that I couldn't even finish eating my breakfast. Nausea is not something that I've dealt with in recent times. And so that surprised me. So this was about 2 hours ago now, maybe 2.5 hours ago. And so there again, I'm like, could this be, you know, like I've heard, you know, you get an upset stomach or you have nausea or whatever. That can be a sign of labor. And so that with the mucus plug, and I'm sorry, I'm so immature. I don't know, that in combination with just the Braxton Hicks being more intense and everything, I'm just starting to wonder if maybe I'm in the earliest part of going into labor. I don't know. So I'm excited, but I don't want to disappoint myself like I did on Sunday because that totally sucked. Anyway, what else is going on? I guess, so as far as my feelings about tomorrow, if I'm gonna go in and be induced and all of that, I'm pretty much okay with it. I've like let it kind of sink in. I definitely, you know, like I said in the video I made, I don't think induction is a great thing. I mean, it's just, you know, you want to know your body's ready. You want to know your baby's ready. I don't want to put her at risk or me at risk or increase my chance of a C-section, which is exactly what being induced does. You know, it does increase all of the chances for those things, for things to go wrong. And so, you know, that freaks me out, but I'm continuing to have signs of preeclampsia, the swelling, blurred vision. My blood pressure is still high. It has gone down, but it's still higher than it should be, above 140, the top number. And, you know, so I kind of just feel like one way or another, I'm having a baby probably on Thursday, and I'm trying to focus on that. I'm trying to focus on meeting my daughter and just being grateful, and I don't know, just kind of, yeah, just being happy about once she's here, you know. And thank you guys for your sweet comments. You guys were very nice on that video I made about possibly being induced. I appreciated the support. So anyway, that's pretty much my thoughts on it. I'm just keeping my fingers crossed that I'm either gonna full out go into labor, or that the signs that I'm having that I mentioned are helping me efface more, dilate more, so that if I am induced, it's not as much of a process. I'm 99% sure that I was a 0 when I went in to be induced with my first pregnancy. And that's what I was referring to with it being such a rough experience being induced. And so, yeah, so I'm hoping that this being my second baby and the difference of being dilated and having all these symptoms being further along in my pregnancy will work to my advantage. So that's pretty much all that's going on. I will definitely be making updates as things happen as much as I can. As far as just the pregnancy in general, I weighed myself on my scale, and I'm the same. I'm pretty much the same as last week from my doctor's scale, if that makes sense. And so my total weight gain for the pregnancy so far is 13 pounds. And I feel good about that. What else is going on? I'm really emotional, super up and down. You can probably tell. I'm like just really, really excited, but there's just so many thoughts going on. One thing that's been making me really emotional is just the thought of going from 1 to 2 kids. It's like I'm thrilled about it, and I wouldn't want it any other way. My son is so excited to be a big brother. My husband is so excited about the baby, and it's our first, little girl. And I'll go into more detail about when I became a mom. I mentioned in the past, that I was a teen mom. I was a really young mom. And so this experience is very, very different than the one that I had with my son. And that experience was amazing in itself. But it was, very, very different, as you can imagine. So there's a lot emotionally, I guess, for me, for anyone that's having a baby. But I'm just feeling a lot of just those deep, grateful feelings of what I have now and what my life is like now and how good things are. I'm almost emotional about how much I love everyone, how much I love my life. And of course it's not perfect, but I just feel everything I feel is just really intense. So I know that's normal, but it's kind of a lot. It's kind of exhausting to feel so emotional about everything. I was watching one of those baby shows, a baby or a birthday. What is it called? Oh my God. TLC, birthday, those shows, the baby story. Yeah, baby story. I don't really care for those shows for the most part. But I was watching it and I just started crying when the lady had her baby, which I usually would not cry when I would watch something like that. So definitely emotional. That's pretty much it. So like I said, I will update. I'm going to do a bump shot real quick. And I hope you guys are all doing well too. Here's the belly. Let me turn to the other side. Here, move this out of the way. So there's the belly at 39 weeks. She's been moving more than I expected her to. I thought the movement would kind of slow down, but yesterday there was a lot of movement. Today, not quite as much. So we will see. I hope you guys are all doing well. I know there's quite a few of you that are at the end and some of you that have just had your babies, and congratulations. It's just really cool to be able to see your journeys and watch your updates and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, thank you for watching, and I will update soon.